Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I've been seeing this new thing called Spider Boy, because Dan Slott's a fat slob and a fat lazy fucker that I don't even understand how in the hell this was even allowed to be brought through. The reason why I'm saying that is because Spider Boy is a shared name between Marvel and DC, which means both companies have the copyright. So are they saying that they can use Spider Boy without just cause? Because if that's the case, then we need to go ahead and let DC use Captain Marvel for Billy Batson then. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because we already had a Spider Boy, and that's an amalgamation of Superboy, Connor Kent, and Ben Riley's Spider Man doing the amalgamation after Marvel versus DC. And I'm trying to figure out, like, well, how in the world is that even allowed? And then people are like, well, copyrights or whatever. Yeah, but the copyright is still owned by both companies. Like the amalgamation characters, the reason why we don't see the amalgamation characters in DC versus Marvel comic books anymore is because DC and Marvel couldn't come together with who gets what sharings of whatever, but they share these comics and these characters together. So it's kind of weird. But the fact of the matter is that Dan Slott decided that he's going to come up with another Spider character, but this time Spider Boy is a character that's been Spider-Man's sidekick and also been a forgotten character. So not only is it a stolen name from a long time ago, from an amalgamation character, it is also a character who has been forgotten about, who has a dark past kind of thing or whatever. So I don't know if any of you guys remember what's the darn thing, the Sentry. The Sentry. I'm sorry. That's what he's called. The Sentry. The Sentry is Robert Reynolds. He was an old classic character. He took a formula that gave him the power of 1,000 suns or whatever. But at the same time of making him the Sentry, it also made him the villain, the Void, right? So apparently, Spider-Man has a new sidekick called Spider Boy, but he's not as new as we think he is, right? So Spider Boy makes his first appearance in Spider-Man number 7, but apparently Dan Slott said that the character's been around since forever. Um, the character, the character, the character basically is a knockoff of the Sentry. And if any of you guys don't know the Sentry, he had to make people forget about him. The same thing with Spider Boy. So I don't know what this character is supposed to be, but we know that his name is Bailey, and he is from Earth 616. He's not from a multiverse or anything. After returning, Spider-Boy grew frustrated that no one remembered him, saying that he has countless adventures with Peter, implying that he had some sacrifice. So why did everybody forget about Spider-Boy, and how did he just come out of nowhere? We don't know. Apparently you gotta read more, but at this point I don't really care, because I just think it's a lazy design. But if that's the case, well, why couldn't you just call Miles Morales Spider Boy then? I know some people were like, wait, what do you mean? And what I mean is, if you can call him Spider Boy, and basically Miles Morales is a younger Spider Man, and he is the partner to Peter Parker, wouldn't it just make sense to call Miles Morales Spider Boy? You know what I'm saying? Just call him that then. You know what I mean? Or how what I had suggested is call him Night Spider. I always said call him Black Spider. Well, Black Spider, Spider. What? Not Black Spider. Yeah, Black Spider, Night Spider, Spider Boy, or just go back to the other title, which is Ultimate Spider-Man. You don't really need nothing else. Like with Miles Morales comic books, you just call his books Ultimate Spider-Man, just like you call Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099, Ben Riley Scarlet Spider, Kane Parker Scarlet Spider, Spider Gwen, or Ghost Spider. You just call Miles' character, if you Spider-Man, Spider Boy, or Night Spider. I think those two, or Ultimate Spider-Man. I think that'll be something that'll really be really cool because some people do call him Spider Boy anyway. Because let's be honest, we're not gonna call him Spider Kid and we're not gonna call him Spider Teen because that just sounds stupid. But why not call him Spider Boy? It makes logical sense if that's the case. Instead of wasting your time on doing that, why don't somebody like accidentally call Miles Morales say and be like, hey, Spider Boy, and stuff like that. So then he can be like, hey, that might be doing a nice name, or because he wears all black, call him Night Spider. It don't make no sense why the fuck a version of Felicia Hardy, who is the Black Cat and also Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, kill that bitch off and give that name to Miles Morales. I've always said that, because I know some people like, oh well, he didn't earn it. Well, he did earn it, and it's just like stop listening to people who never read the character. You got a lot of people keep talking about that they keep reading the character, but you didn't read the character because you keep saying that he's the same thing as Peter Parker. He's not. But then you got this new character, Spider Boy, who is upset that people forgot about him, and he claimed that he been around for a long time. We don't need another Century storyline because we don't need this character getting upset, turning into something that there's a reason why he was forgotten about. But the suit looks lazy any goddamn way. He really shouldn't be. He shouldn't be called Flang Spider or Skinny Spider or something like that because look at him. But I don't know. I just think Black Spider would be nice. Spider Black, Night Spider, or Ultimate Spider-Man or Spider Boy. Like I said, I think those would really be great. And then of course, Dan Slott's upset that people are criticizing him because he got backlash because everybody was like, "Hey, we already have Spider Boy. This is just kind of lazy as hell." And of course, if you criticize Dan Slott is going to ban you and block you and all that kind of stuff. But it just doesn't take away the fact that you took a character's name from them and gave it to another character that nobody cares about. And you really think that you're doing something good. Dan, we already know that you don't really write your own books. We know that you put a little bit of outlines and you actually have ghostwriters. Remember, we saw Marvel 616, and the fact that Marvel even allowed that out the door, seeing that your ass can't do shit. But this is just lazy, and I would expect it to be a little bit better than that. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion on the matter. I don't know. I just was expecting just a tad bit more from you, Dan. Not really. I'm not expecting more. I'm just kind of confused. Like, okay, so y'all harp about Captain Marvel, but then there are characters that DC and Marvel do have that have the same name, but for some reason, Captain Marvel is where we draw the line at Marvel. If that's the case, well then, if DC's letting you use Spider-Boy, let DC use Captain Marvel then. Let them actually put it on the cover. Shazam, the original Captain Marvel, because he is the original Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Because Spider-Boy is copyrighted through both you and DC, but Dan Slott is just using it. And if anything, if that's the case, you might as well just brought back the amalgamation character Spider-Boy then. That would be more better. Matter of fact, why isn't he there? Since it is Spider-Verse, wouldn't it make sense to bring that character in the forefront, since that character does exist in their own universe where the DC and Marvel characters are merged together? Just like there's another Earth where DC and Marvel characters do live together in harmony. I'm just saying. I'm just kind of saying, but I just wanted to kind of get on here and talk about that right quick. I just thought it was weird. Like, but you already have a partner sidekick to Peter Parker, and that is Miles Morales at this point. Hey, it is what it is, but those are my personal thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.